Alright, this is just a quick review of SimCity Cities of Tomorrow expansion pack. Okay, as you can see, they changed the entire homepage of the game into a futuristic city with the monorail, as you can see down below. And also you can see drones flying around in the background. Now this is quite accurate what the game actually is. I've been playing this game for a few hours and I've been experimenting with the new mega towers that they added to the game. Now, one thing I noticed about this game, or expansion pack, is that um, it's really good for someone who's a really good SimCity builder. Someone who's played the game thoroughly through, and someone that has an excellent city that, has reached this game limitations. Now, as you can see spawning in, you see that ginormous tower, and that's that's the medium slash low wealth tower. Now, like I was saying before, this expansion pack is really good for people who's played the game all the way through and has reached the limitations of the game of making it perfect. Now, this makes it so you can go beyond that limit and make your city absolutely perfect as far as the game can program it to. Now, as you can see, the Mega Tower, it actually consists of 8 levels, and each level can be a different thing. Sadly, I've reached my limit, so I can't show you what all those things are right now, but I can quickly go through and show you because I mostly equipped one of each. So there's an apartment. This is the one that you start out with. Well, actually, you have a choice to start out with one. You can either start out with the low wealth apartment, the low wealth mall, or the low wealth office building. Now, the residential, of course, as it states, is a residential apartment. Now, this packs in about, how many was it? Packs in about 1,200 people, which is pretty good for getting some money in, getting some population up so that you can pay or get them to do taxes. And then, as you can see, the second level is the medium wealth, and this consists of 600. And then the next one is high wealth, which is you need to make an elite mega tower, which has all, well, this one's just a medium wealth, but then you can add a high wealth. Anyway, moving on. And then there's the medium wealth mall. Then there's the medium or the low wealth mall. Then a office level, which is giving your Sims jobs so that they can keep making money and keep paying taxes. Then the education level. Now this is totally going to replace schools, which is actually kind of useful because schools can take up a lot of area in your city, especially in SimCity where we are limited by space because we get only that square to work in. Now this is really going to be helpful for people that that use a lot of schools because they have a lot of Sims. This is going to eliminate that problem and going to have schools be in these towers. And as far as I know, you can make as many towers as you want to. That's just right now, as far as I know, that's you can just make as many as you want. Anyway, moving on, and then the last two I added was medium wealth because I was trying to get my medium wealth up because the medium wealth mall was not getting enough attention. So I figured might as well add the last two being medium wealth. Then this is kind of interesting. When you reach the limit, you can add a crown to the tower, which can be, as you can see, I put a solar farm, which is generating enough power to generate the power of my city thoroughly for a long time. I think it generates almost around as much as the nuclear power plant right when you plop it down. 120 mega, what was it, mega milliwatts, whatever. But that's still a lot of power, and will be able to power your city for a while until it. And also, as you can see, if you click on it, you get a bonus 40 milliwatts for each tower that has the solar generator on top in your region. And I believe this power is distributed to each city in a way. Because when I did that, it said, when I plopped this down, it said that it was sharing to my neighbors, which I don't have any neighbors because, as you can see, I'm very forever alone in this region. But anyway, The elite. Okay, this is another interesting thing that they added was the academy, which is very interesting because I'm not sure how colleges and universities will be used now, because of the fact that I don't think there's really anything that the university really like. I think the academy unlocks better things than the university does. So basically, you can work your way up, get the university, unlock all those better stuff for your utilities, but the academy has better utilities. So you could just skip over the academy or the university and just go straight to the academy and get better stuff. Because the academy does not cost that much to buy, actually. In fact, it only costs like 2,500. So, in fact, you can just as soon as you get some high wealth, once you get some high wealth, that's all you need to get the academy. All right, and then most things I already have kind of. I have some things unlocked or locked. Not very much was added to anything else besides that. No tourist things were added. Um, this is one thing that a lot of people were excited for was the maglev or maglev love or whatever. It's basically a new way of transportation. It it goes over your roads, so it goes straight over the traffic, and then just It's kind of like the what was that called? Streetcars, just like streetcars, but more. It goes a lot faster and more efficiently. So as you can see, that will be a huge improvement for a lot of traffic problems, and also you can make right here a Omega Co factory, which can make drones that help with factory or with traffic. Now, that's one thing SimCity has been focusing on a lot since it came out was traffic. Is because I believe that they have like from anyone that's played SimCity, traffic becomes a huge deal when you have multiple people in a region because Sims from other cities are coming into your city and causing a huge congestion. For cities like this, for example, it has only one entry point. So it gets so congested that I once had it go all the way to the point where you don't even see it anymore, all the way to that back road where it just despawns. So as you can see, traffic can become a huge problem in this game. Alright, let's see here. What else did they add? Omega Co can also be useful for making drones that help with crime, health, and also fires. Now, it's a very useful thing to make later on, but of course you need ore and crude oil, sadly, because you have to import it unless you get that from your own city. As you can see, a lot of the buildings have been upgraded to looking very futuristic, which is a very cool aspect. Now, I feel like this expansion pack is going to add a lot new feature. It's going to be very fun for a very long time. It's going to keep a lot of people interested, especially for people like me who's completely explored this game inside and out. It gives people that have done that an opportunity to come back and have an entirely new, enriched experience. Now, I hope that I will continue my walkthrough on this, but I don't know if I will or not. I'll just see what happens. But oh man, gas. Now, I'll quickly before I go, they did add a couple new things that were really interesting, and this is something I had a huge problem with was sewage and water. Like sewage, I could get as much capacity as I want to, but right here, this thing, it turns sewage directly into drinking water. So, like how the sewage treatment plant puts it back into the ground. This puts it directly into the water pipes. So that's very useful. But of course, it does not treat that much an hour compared to that. Compared to the sewage treatment plant, it only processes like a third of like what the treatment plant does. So it's always wise to have the treatment plant around and also this. Alright, let's see here. Before I go, they also added new powers. This one is for people who have cities on the coast or next to water. Now this turns basically waves into electricity, which is very useful. You can use that water to your advantage. And then we have the fusion reactor or fusion power plant. Now this is a really like powerful machine. This will be able to generate your city and probably multiple other cities. Um, because as you can see, it's just as good as a nuclear power plant, but you don't risk the um, chance of pollution or radiation. I mean, and also you can upgrade it to have um, more electricity than any power plant in this game. Alright, let's see here before I leave. Let's see if there's anything else I did not touch up on. Let's go through all the options. Now they did add something a lot more interesting is this, the ground scrubber. You have to unlock this. You have to, it basically turns ground pollution into air pollution. And you may think why you're only turning one problem into another. Well, not really, because one of the options for the crown is an air scrubber. So that ground pollution turns into air pollution, and that air pollution turns into no pollution. So technically, you're turning a problem into a non-problem. So that's a really useful thing for someone that actually gets further into this. And also, you need to upgrade your like I see. Yeah, good thing you got stuck around because that's what it looks like when you upgrade it. All right. So as you can see, the academy is powered by workers. The low class, they get now net control net. You may be seeing this throughout this while I was showing you this game. It basically powers the futuristic buildings. For example, the sewage treatment plant I showed you before that turns sewage directly into drinking water. Now that's powered by the control net. Now the more workers you have, the more control net you have, and as you can see, you only get 10 per worker with the low class. You get 20 per worker for the medium class, and then 40 per high class. So that's high class is really good for this option. Now as you can see, I am now having I'm unlocking the option to have a waste disposal as one of my options for the tower. Now that's very useful because waste can become a huge issue later on unless you have a recycling center. Even still having a recycling center, you still have to have a pretty gross garbage dump because of the fact that the recycling center cannot process enough recycling goods, and plus not everything is recyclable, sadly. But anyway, moving on. Let's see what else there is left before I have to end this. I believe that's almost everything. I think everything else is still locked for me and I still haven't experienced it yet. Now, yep, I think that's about it. I don't think they really added anything else. Besides, well, everything that I haven't experienced yet. But I hope this have given you a general layout of this game, like just what they added and why you should buy it. I think you should buy it. Like if you really love SimCity, you like played it for hours and hours and hours, and you frankly just got tired of it. This is a good thing to buy to spark your interest back into SimCity because of the fact that this isn't a new game. This is still SimCity, of course, but it just added a whole new section of the game that you need to explore. It may make the game a bit easier, actually, and more efficient. Like, just being more efficient and easier does not make it less fun. In fact, it's going to make a bit more, like, more mind-boggling because you have to make sure everything is running more efficiently. And you have to make sure that you have to get to the point where you can actually add one of these towers. And also, like, a game being more easy and more efficient makes it more fun, in my opinion, because I'm a OCD nut job. But yeah, so I think you should actually give this game a chance, or expansion pack.